What's up guys, Josh Tech 2.0 here, back with another video. As you can see here, I got iOS 14 beta 1 installed on the, well, not my phone, but it's another phone that I'm borrowing from my brother, and this is the iPhone 6s Plus. And as you can see here, we got so many new features and improvements, and such as an app drawer, widgets finally on the home screen, and it just looks so amazing. And yeah, as you can see here, this is not a personal device. I have an iPhone 10, but you know, I didn't want to risk it, so I was like, you know what, why not run iOS 14 on this phone? My favorite part of iOS 14 is now that you're able to move widgets. So here you can come here and you can edit a widget, and here you can just start moving around. You can't like put it in like specific. It has to be in specific spots, but like you can only put it like on the right or the left, which is kind of unfortunate. Nothing like Android. But my favorite part is you can come here and you can add what's something Apple calls stacked widgets. So you can put this over here, and you can put it either on the top, you can put it in the middle, or you can put it on the bottom, and it looks pretty sick. So once you do that, you can press done here, and then you can swipe between cards. And here, as you see, I got my playlist. Oops, sorry about that. So yeah, you got your weather, your other reminders, music, weather, and all the goodies here. And so coming to Control Center, as you can see here, they made some minor changes with the lighting kit. Here, as you can see, instead of just holding on the home kit toggle, now it's just right there. You know, you don't have to go in and then turn it off. You can just bam, turn off. I can see I got some lights here, and it's just pretty sick. Now the next feature they added is picture-in-picture. Finally, so excited! I've been wanting this feature for the longest time ever. Here I can load up a video. I don't want to get copyrighted, so I'll just mute it for now. Make sure I have it muted there. But yeah, as you can see, you can load the video, and we'll give it a second here, and you can make it picture-in-picture mode. Finally, it's just so amazing to have. And here you can pinch in and out. Zoom here, you can readjust it just like an iPad. Very sick, I like it. And hopefully YouTube will adapt this in the future once the official version of iOS 14 is out. But yeah, it just looks amazing. You can either hide it and you can bring it back, do messages, compose a message, and yeah, that's just pretty sick. But yeah, next thing that they added is and this is also included with FaceTime as well. So instead of just when you're going home, instead of it being paused, you can just continue while you're on the FaceTime call, and it's pretty cool. Now my other favorite feature is once you get phone calls, you used to have the same old let's blow up the screen and hijack it. So now once you get a FaceTime call, it should now look like that. It just looks so sick. Because before you would take up the entire screen, but yeah, it's just so amazing. You can flick it away, and see if we can do that, and then from there, as you can see on the status bar, and you get just like the FaceTime, go along your day, make sure you're doing your work, and just forget about that FaceTime call. And if you want to pick it back up, pick it back up either way. Next thing, Siri got a huge improvement. Instead of just taking over the entire screen as of iOS 13 right now, with iOS 14, iOS 14, Siri does not take up the entire screen. So as I click here, what's the weather for tomorrow? As you can see, it comes up with a beautiful card, and it just does not take up the entire screen, which I love. And also a new feature, if you're in mute, Siri won't say anything back to you because it's there's no audio. But if you unmute it and say the same thing, what's the weather for tomorrow?
It's going to be hot and sunny tomorrow with a high of 90 degrees.
Yeah, just very nice. So whenever you put it on mute, you don't have to hear Siri buzz off, if you're at work or anything like that, and it's just pretty sick. So coming back here, also they made some changes to the home screen. So now once you start putting this app into jiggle mode, or I call it wiggle mode, it just makes a lot more sense. So once you start wiggling it, as I mentioned, you have the plus icon on the top right. On the newer phones it varies. It will be on the right instead of over here because of the status bar, or because of the done button there. So here you go to this little dots icon over here on the bottom, and here you have a sort of like an Android similarity here, but as you can see here, I already have a page that's already completely hidden of useless apps that I don't really use. So if I click it here, I can just re-enable it and it'll show up if I have it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, as you can see, it's a little hard to tell when pressing on camera, but yeah, as you can see, you can now add it back. And if I don't remove it, just come back here to the same grid of dots and just uncheck it right there. Oh, so sorry. Right there. And there you go. Now you won't have that app no more. And once that's gone, it'll be, the apps will still be there, but you'll come over here, and this is called the app library. So another similarity of Android. So this is a little bit different. Here, instead of just showing a bunch of apps all in one, it's all grouped up. Here you have suggestions, you have recently added apps that you download from the App Store, utilities, your essentials right there, social media, phone calls, and other stuff like that, weather. And then the next thing I want to talk about is this Translate app. And I heard there's some really cool things about it. You can use this while you're offline, and it uses the neural engine from the newer iPhones. And so if I just say, just take a little example here. What's up, guys? Josh Tech 2.0 here, just testing out the new Translate app in iOS 14. And I'll translate that to Spanish. We'll play it here.
Nueva aplicación de traducción en iOS 14.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So now you no longer have to download a third-party translator. Instead, you can just use this. So, you know, if you see a hot chick in the future and that lady does not speak English, use the handy Translate app. Alrighty. Now, yesterday, Apple announced in WWDC, well, they didn't make an announcement, but as they stated in one of their list of changes that they're making in iOS 14, is the ability to change default apps. Well, not all apps, just browser and email apps. So instead of just having being stuck to the default Safari, you can use Chrome, Firefox, or whatever you have, and also for mail, if you want to change that, you can change it to Gmail or Microsoft or whatever you have, and you can just switch to whichever you want. Unfortunately, there's no music, there's no maps, so you're stuck with, you know, the same old Apple Maps and Apple Music. You know, I have a Spotify account, so I wish I could, you know, switch that to Spotify instead of just Apple Music. But yeah, pretty cool. Now with iOS 14, Apple also built in a translator in Safari. So if I go here to another website, I'll put univision.com. As you can see here, everything's in Spanish, and over here, I don't know, just recently it was there and it just popped, it just disappeared now. But here now you can translate to English. So now with that built-in translator, you can enable it. As you can see here, it's already in beta, so I'll just enable that. And from there, everything will translate to English. And as you can see here, crisis of coronavirus, and it's okay so far. As you can see here, this part's not in Spanish, but the rest of it's in English. Pretty nice. Oh, 7.5 earthquake in Mexico. Oy, that's not good. But yeah, as you can see here throughout the website, not all of it translates, but most of it's in English, which is pretty cool. And yeah, we'll just back out here for a minute. But yeah, that's the new Translate app in iOS 14. Now also, Apple built in a tracking report from the macOS Big Sur, macOS 11. So as you can see here, tracking report. And as you can see here, it shows you like the number of times you've been tracked, and the trackers. You can track trackers over here. And as you can see, yeah, I don't know, it doesn't seem to be working for me. But yeah, here it shows you the number of percentage that contacted trackers, known trackers prevented. And here it gives you, the top part gives you a description that's saying that Safari prevents trackers from following you across the web, which is pretty cool. Now Apple Maps in iOS 14 got a few updates as well. Now here I have San Francisco, and as you can see, we have the regular directions. But now what's new for iOS 14 Apple Maps is now bicycling. So now here, as you can see, I have it set from Koi Tower to Salesforce Tower, and it's about 15-20 minutes. And now it works for certain cities as of right now. I don't think for my location it works, but here they're starting out in San Francisco. And I'm sure as time goes throughout the betas until the official release of iOS 14, there will be more cities that will be supporting the bicycling. And now you can also do with directions. You can add electric car stops, so you can tell the app, what kind of electric car you have, what kind of charger, and as you start navigating, you can expect to see charging stations. So if you're like 3 hours away, let's say to Los Angeles, it'll tell you throughout the route, which charging station you need to go to. Now with messages, it got a few updates as well. Unfortunately, I don't have many messages, but I can show you one of them in a minute. But as you can see here, you can now pin messages. You can also now mention people in group chats. And as you can see, mentions right here. Also inline replies. So you can, do complete private conversation based on the amount of focus view, and a few updates to emoji stickers, coronavirus masks, and aging, and colors, and also hats, age, and also maps, as I mentioned. Now with emojis, I'm pretty excited for this one. I've been wanting a search bar and an emoji for so long, as I'm just so tired of just coming here and eyeballing which emoji that I want. So now here you can start searching for love. So you can, as you can see, you got a heart, you got a kiss, you got all those other good emojis there. Thunder. You can see you got a lightning bolt there, clouds, this and that. Sun. We got some of that. Middle finger. There you go. Pretty cool. So yeah, finally, I've been wanting a built-in search emoji for so long. It's so cool. Also, one thing I wish that Apple did add was a number row, which would have been cool, but it's whatever. Apple made some changes to your sleep tracking. They also made some changes to watchOS. They finally added sleep tracking. So here, as you can see here, I don't have an alarm yet, but I'll check it out. Set it up here. So now we have sleep is now in health, and once you have set up your new sleep schedule, you can change your alarm and a clock. And you can also set up a goal, create a wind down routine, and more. Now in the HomeKit app in iOS 14, Apple made a couple of changes, had a big overhaul. You can now see face detection. Cameras can identify family members and can alert if there are unidentified people spotted around the house. This also works with tvOS, and so once you're watching TV, if someone rings the doorbell, it'll just pop up automatically. Little corner and saying who's at the door. Suggested automation, smart color, as you can see here. Not much of a difference, but most of it is in the hood, and it's just pretty sick. Now the last thing they mentioned was car keys and CarPlay. CarPlay got a minor tweak. It has the ability to now change wallpapers. And with Card Key, they demonstrated this on WWDC, but you can now use your phone as a key and card key. And this is only available in one vehicle as of right now, the 2021 BMW. And as you can see in one of if you watch the WWDC video, the worker unlocked the car with the phone and started the car without needing an actual physical key. And it works pretty well. Unfortunately, it's going to take some time to adapt to most of the car manufacturers. But yeah, I'm really excited for this technology, and it'll probably take the same amount of time as CarPlay. But looking forward to it. Now, another thing that Apple mentioned was a feature called Back Tab. Well, they didn't mention it, but it's digged underneath the settings. I can't show it to you as of right now because I don't have the latest iPhone. But basically what it does is you go into settings and you go into accessibility, and you come over here, accessibility, and you would go to touch, and basically it's all the way here at the bottom. It's called back tap. So with back tap, you can set the custom presets to certain things, and basically it works in the back of the Apple logo over here. So you can do a double tap to maybe, let's say, open Control Center, or you can do a triple tap to take a screenshot, or you can do a double tap to do many other things. And as I was watching other people do it, it looked pretty cool. And I just wish something, most innovative. This is like the most innovative thing I've ever seen from Apple. Now, Apple made some minor changes to the music app. So if we come over here and if we search for a song, and I'll search for The Weeknd over here. As you can see, once it starts playing a song, you can put this song here. Now it has a different environment of colors. As of before, it was just plain dark or plain white with the automatic adjusting of dark mode. But as you can see, now it takes this. This has existed in a tweak, but now it just starts adapting the color of the album artwork, which is pretty cool. And lastly, AirPod switching. So now if you have a pair of AirPods, I don't know if mine will be supported, but the AirPods Pro, you can instantly switch between devices. So if I have an iPad, I can switch between there. If I have a phone call here, I can end it. I can pick up here my iPad, and or pick up my other iPhone and just start watching a video, or do another FaceTime call on the Mac. Or you can do many other things. The Smart Switch, I'm really looking forward to that. That's the beauty of Apple and their software. So yeah, that wraps it up with iOS 14. Unfortunately, I don't have an iPad to cover iPad OS, but hopefully in the future I'll be able to do that. And Mac OS Big Sur, wish I can cover that too, but don't have the compatible iMac. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and peace out.